Welcome back, guys. Now that we're all done with the exterior of the center section, we get to start on our next project, which is going to be cutting out the door and all the windows out of the containers.
Yeah, and doing the doors and windows out of the containers is a total different animal than just the center section wood frame. The route we're going is going to be 2x2 square tubing, and then inside that square tubing we're going to have a standard 2x framing, and then we'll actually have the door inside of that 2x framing. So yeah, you have to account for all the different thicknesses, the steel, the wood, and then the rough opening of the door itself.
Yeah.
We think we got our calculations correct, so let's see how this goes.
Yeah, hopefully we don't do it all and then the door doesn't fit.
It's like too small.
Yeah, that would not be good. And it's actually been raining on and off all day today, and I think it's supposed to be also for the next few days, and it's really nice because now we can finally work on a project even if it is raining, since we'll be doing all of this under the deck overhang.
Slash kind of inside too. These are the beginning stages of working inside.
Yeah.
Kenzo, what's my first measurement?
I'll figure it out. Yeah, it's gonna be 85.5. How many times a day do you think Papa does that? Sometimes he'll even do that in the middle of the night and just, yeah, right next to the barn and just completely scare the out of us. Can you tell we haven't used this in a while? A little dusty. Yeah, welding is literally the only thing that we use the generator for. Everything else is solar. Plan is to expand the solar, and pretty much we'll still have the generator just in case, but I mean, he wants to be able to weld on it, on the solar and everything, so it doesn't get used very often, and it just sits in the barn. So that's why it's so darn dusty.
Call it off, let it go, all for nothing. I should have known. I made mistakes, crashed and burned. So many chances, no time to learn. I need to find another way to make things right. I will be coming back again a second.
So this is where the back door is going to be, and that will lead out eventually onto the back deck. Looks good. The time has come. The moment you all have been waiting for. Time for Spencer to do some grinding. Grinding. How's the view?
Pretty weird.
Now we have a big old doorway for ladybugs. And the view from the back door.
If I had another chance, I'd make things right. I see the light behind your eyes.
All right, so last night we made our frame. We finished cutting out our opening for our door to the back deck. So today what I'm going to work on is first grinding down this bottom lip, because obviously when I was grinding, it's like really hard to get really close to the bottom of this container. So I'm going to work on finishing smoothing this down and then grinding the paint off around the opening, so then I can weld the frame in.
I couldn't even if I tried it. All I hear is this voice inside me, but I do my best to hide it, and I pray that it is temporarily.
Oh my god. Oh my god, ow. So we think what's happening is it's just getting caught on these little humps right here. This is where the little shipping container hooks go, and he cut off.
And the bottom of the tube steel sits right on top of it, so probably just making it just out of clearance. So let me grind those down just a little bit more.
No one else but me around. I lost my thought in translation. Oh, if I could only bring this back around. I have been lost for so long, but you make me feel that I am on something true, something real. You make me believe, and when I need it the most, when there are clouds over me, with a security, you'd be my Holy Ghost, 'cause you make me feel.
We now have the entire steel frame all installed. We have it all primed and ready to go. It's starting to rain now. It's nice being under this cover with the rain and being able to do work.
Sure.
So what we're gonna work on today is getting the wooden frame made for this door, and work on getting the door all installed. So as far as the wood framing goes for this section, it's going to be done a little bit differently than how it's normally done, just because we do have to allow for, you know, the thickness of the corrugation of these exterior walls. So we'll go ahead and we'll show you guys how we're doing that.
So this is how we're going to be framing our door. We're going to use a 2x6 all the way around, and the reason why is because when we do our interior walls, which is going to be a 2x4, we want our interior walls to be slightly off of the actual steel corrugation itself. There. Oh my god. Pretend this is our 2x4. It's a 1x4, but pretend this is a 2x4. So there would be a little bit of a gap in between.
Yeah, so the wall will just pretty much start right up here on the edge of the container wood floor.
Just allowing a nice flush straight edge to attach a drywall to, and also being the most energy efficient at the same time. Granted, we are going to lose a little bit of interior space, but to us, the little bit of space that we're losing is worth the extra energy efficiency that we'll be gaining because of the thermal break and the added insulation that we'll have.
I'm on it. We've got a little bird's nest up above our deck area. He's got an intense little nest up there.
It's glued down by some mud.
Well, they've added to their nest. They found some hay string.
Oh my god, look at that bird up in that tree.
Can you imagine if you were a mouse?
I know, I'd be like, oh my fucking god. That's a Grim Reaper right there. He's huge.
Do you want me to say it?
Yeah, you say it. I'm not very good at translating to my thoughts to words. Alright, so this is how we're going to be framing our door with a 2x6 all the way around. Alright, class is in session. Stay there.